Hi, welcome again to another successful story on the MeatRx podcast. And my name is Brooke, and I'm a coach here at MeatRx. And today I'll be talking to Josh from New Zealand, and he's going to share with us his journey on the carnivore diet. Hi, Josh, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out to share with our listeners what it's been like for you. And in that regard, maybe you can tell me what you used to eat before you got onto the carnivore diet, and then what brought you to the carnivore diet.
For sure. So my relationship with food used to not be very positive at all. Um, when I was a 17-year-old, I got tested for type 2 diabetes and weighed in at 135 kilos. And leading up to that, my diet had been very, very poor. Eating a lot of chocolate and really, really unhealthy foods. I was a lot of emotional eating. So
What kind of, excuse me, what kind of unhealthy foods?
um, yeah, there was a lot of chocolate, a lot of takeaways in there and bits and pieces. A lot of lollies, a lot of sweet foods basically, but it was a lot of emotional eating where the food was sort of soothing a lot of pain and discomfort that I didn't realize I had. Um, and food became the quick fix for that. It was the thing that I ate because it gave me that quick instant fix of feeling unhappy. But I didn't realize the detrimental effect it was having on my lifestyle. um, so I yeah, the before I started carnivore, I went down a very unhealthy way to lose my weight. I was essentially starving my body. I was on basically 500 calories a day maximum sort of thing, working out long, long hours, um, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, brain wasn't functioning. And yeah, I was just starving my body because I thought that was the only way to lose weight was to cut out all the foods and just not eat. I lost some weight, but yo-yo dieting started happening because I was starving my body. My body was struggling to function on 500 calories a day. And I lost starving my body. I did lose a good probably 50 kilos, but it all pretty much came back on when lockdown happened over here. That was a time where a lot of emotional eating came back into me. I did a lot of baking and a lot of my baking food that I was making in bits and pieces, a lot of chocolate again. I was isolated living at home on my own for lockdown for a good 8, 9 weeks. Um, so it was a real struggling period, and I put a lot of my weight back on. Coming out of lockdown, I'm a personal trainer, so it's a bit of a conflict when your personal trainers put on 45, 50 kilos during lockdown and trying to train clients to help them get fit, healthy, and strong. Um, and that's when I found the carnivore diet. Um, yeah, I was at work, and we just stumbled across a YouTube video about the carnivore diet, and that's what sort of sparked the interest. But yeah, prior to the carnivore diet, my food relationship was very unhealthy. It was a lot of chocolate, a lot of sweets, a lot of takeaways,
So a lot of processed.
um, a lot of processed food. Yeah, a lot of processed food, a lot of potato bits and pieces like that. Um, yeah, and a lot of it was a lot of emotional eating. The food was very tied into my emotional status and not feeling well mentally. And yeah, food became the soother of that basically. But at the time, you don't realize what's going on, and you don't realize the impact it's having on you in the long term. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So then you read about this carnivore diet and thought you'd give it a try, I
Yeah,
guess.
I read about the carnivore diet, and we thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So Roger, who I also work with, we decided we'd give it a go for 30 days. We'd see what we do for 30 days, him and I. And before we start giving it to our clients and advocating it, we had two males and two females, what us and two females, and we all gave it a go to see how it would go for 30 days. Um, and I loved it straight away. It was great. It was the thing I've enjoyed the most about carnivore is the simplicity of it. There's no gray area. It's the black and white. If it's not meat, you don't eat it. Like that's what I really enjoyed. And as I said before, when I lost my weight prior and I was starving myself with 500 calories, to now lose this 45 kilos in a way where I'm eating well over 2,000 calories a day, feeling full, feeling energized, mentally well, it's a whole different game. It's studying full time and working full time. It's a way of eating that I can do, and I feel good. I feel great. Like energy levels are through the roof. And yes, we gave it a try for 30 days. I remember my first week on carnivore, I dropped 3.8 kilos in 1 week, which is, I think it's about, must be about 8.5 pounds, I think, in American. But yeah, and in my first month, I would have dropped a good, probably a good 12.5, 15 kilos in my first month. And
Wow.
it was a snowball effect from there. Carnivore for me is a way where I can eat, and there's no gray area, which is a really nice thing. It's the simplicity of being able to eat it.
So you probably lost a lot of inflammation right away in that
Yeah.
go of weight. And so how did you, so it sounds like you felt really great, felt good, felt better immediately. Did you have any transition areas like with digestion?
Not really. It was a really nice, smooth process for me. My body seemed to enjoy it. So as you said, yeah, inflammation and bloating and bits and pieces like that, water retention, all that reduced dramatically in that first month or so. But yeah, like energy levels, yeah. Transitioning wise, we just went straight to carnivore. It was there wasn't a weaning off period or anything like that. We just went straight into carnivore, and as of the Monday morning, gave it a go, and it worked well.
What did you eat those first few weeks? What was it that you were eating?
So the first few weeks, I just did basically any meat. So I was doing red meat, chicken. I tend to stay away from pork because in the previous experiences, I've known my body to react quite badly to pork. So the first 4 weeks or so, I stayed pretty just meat in general. Yeah, it wasn't about experimenting.
So you mean, when you say just meat in general, you mean like like beef and lamb and
yeah. So yeah, I was doing what I've been doing most of the time is doing Monday to Friday is basically red meat, so ruminant meats, and then on the weekend I've been bringing in chicken, I've been bringing in different cuts of meat, all that kind of stuff. Some halloumi, I brought some dairy. I kept some dairy in there as well.
yes, but you're eating dairy as well as meat, and were you eating eggs?
Yeah, a little bit of eggs, not so much. I've done eggs every now and again, like some bacon and eggs and bits and pieces like that. But yeah, I've been consuming eggs maybe twice a week, sort of thing, maybe once a week. But yeah, Monday to Friday I've been doing primarily red meat. I've tried a week where I've just done lean meat, so my chicken and my turkey and my venison and bits and pieces. And then try weeks where I've done fattier meats. And I'm doing like my beef and my lamb and things like that. But you know, I'm finding the red meats, the ruminant meats, the best bang for my buck in my weight loss journey.
Do you drink coffee?
I do. Yeah, I do drink coffee. I did keep that in throughout the process.
It's okay. I mean, a lot of people drink coffee. It's through
it
coffee.
does, yeah. Exactly. And I have long blacks, yeah. So I'm not adding anything else into them. I just drink long blacks. I probably have maximum 2 or 3 coffees a day, 2 or 3 long blacks. I aim at 5 only. Yeah, it's more social for us because our hours we work at work, we do work 5 8. If we start at 5 a.m. in the morning with our clients and we work through to 9 a.m. when they usually start work. So for us, going out for a coffee in the middle of the day is more of getting out of our work environment and being able to sit down and chill out for a bit and catch our breath, basically.
Having a feed up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so no, I did keep coffee in. We have looked at trying to do like a 4-week stint where we take coffee out and see how that affects digestion in our body and bits and pieces and sleep and regulation and all that kind of stuff. But again, that's something I still want to play around with because the nice thing is where my weight is now, I'm starting to play around a little bit with different cuts of meat and different options and see, right, if I do this for a week or even 2 weeks, how does my body respond to that on the carnivore diet?
How's your sleep?
Which is a nice position. Sleep's great. It's gotten so much better. I'm going to bed at usually about 8:30 at night, and I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I'm sleeping right through 8.5 hours, not waking up once, deep sleep. Yeah, and I'm taking probably maximum 3 minutes to get to sleep at night. Like as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out. Um, and yeah, waking up 5 a.m. just before 5 a.m. usually. Um, and yeah, it works great. My sleep's amazing, and it's nice, and it's really improved on the carnivore diet. Like my quality of sleep, the deep sleep I'm getting into has definitely improved whilst on carnivore.
Nice. So you've dropped a lot of weight and your sleeping is good and your energy is good. Have you
Mm.
noticed anything different like with body composition or with working out or that kind of thing?
Yeah, and definitely the first probably 12 weeks of the carnivore diet, because I'm studying full time at university as well. I didn't do any training at all. I was probably hitting a good 8,000 steps a day just in my everyday, but I wasn't doing any training, and I was losing a steady amount of weight on that. When uni finished last year, I brought in the training, um, and strength is always increasing. Like weights and bits, weights and bits and pieces in the gym. Every week I'm getting new personal best and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. Body composition, yeah, as we said before, inflammation and bloating's come down. Obviously losing 45 kilos. I've gone from probably a extra large top down to a medium, which is really, really nice.
That's,
um, yeah.
that's so great. It sounds like it's, and what about, you said that four of you started it together?
Yeah, so there was four of us that started. So there was myself and a female who had a significant amount of weight to lose, and then we had Roger, who you're going to talk to soon, and another female who didn't have as much weight to lose, but we're doing it for different health reasons as well. So it was nice for all four of us to come from different angles and perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost had two lean people and two people that had a bit of weight to lose. And the interesting thing is, Roger, who was also doing carnivore, who was quite lean, he was still doing his training and his cardio and bits and pieces throughout that first 12 weeks while I wasn't training. And I was dropping 2.5, 3 kilos a week sort of thing compared to his 1 kilo a week. And I was doing minimal exercise. It was a crazy comparison to go, I'm dropping 3 times as much in his. And I know he had some more weight to lose, but
Yeah,
still
that's
to
great.
drop so much and not have any exercise expenditure, it shows how much benefit the carnivore diet in itself has for lifestyle changes.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of inflammation goes, weight from inflammation.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. A
Was
lot
there
of my
aches and
clients I
pains
work with,
that, was there aches and pains?
um, it was actually like yeah, like when I was 135 kilos, the knee joints and the lower back and bits and pieces were achy and painful. But again, you don't realize the pain you're in when you're in that position. It's not until you start losing the weight going, well, actually, I wasn't living a healthy life. I wasn't enjoying life. And it's nice that all those aches and pains are gone and I can move easier and um, yeah,
That's
I can get stronger. I feel healthier. My knees don't ache when I get off the couch. All that kind of stuff. It's exciting. That's the main thing. Yeah.
very exciting. That sounds great. And it's so fun that you could do it with your peeps, with your friends. So there are
Oh,
times when all four
100%.
of you would eat steak together.
Yeah, it was. It was. We usually on a Friday and Saturday night we usually have dinners together, which is quite cool. But
That's
we make meat platters now. So like the other week we made a meat platter, and on this meat platter we had beef, lamb, venison, pork, chicken, and we just made oysters, smoked salmon, and we just made this big platter. And it was amazing. It was so cool. And we just put this big plate in the middle of the table, and we were all carnivore. So we could just sit there and enjoy it. And it was fantastic.
that's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah,
You're having a meetup. You're having meetups every week.
exactly. Yeah, a good old meetup. It's really cool. And yeah, like we've been experimenting, like we've done some pates and things like that. We've done beef tongues, we've done some organs, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
sweetbreads. So it's
nice.
been nice to, and my diet previous to carnivore, I would never think of doing pate, and I was very conservative in my diet. So pates and organs and all that kind of stuff were never part of my life. So to be able to enjoy that stuff now is really, really cool for me as well.
That's so fantastic. So you cook together too, the four sometimes?
Yeah, we all cook together. Yeah, we all cook. Roger used to be a chef for 30 years, so he's a wealth of knowledge as well, which is really handy to have. Um, but we all cook together. It's nice, and because we're all on this way of eating together, it's that common ground's there, which is really, really cool. It makes the understanding mutual, and like even when we go out for meals now, like I went out for breakfast this morning and I ordered an omelette with feta, cheese, bacon, and chicken in it. And like, hold the bread, get rid of the greens. Yeah, it was perfect. And it's all carnivore. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you have like, what's the name of your town that you're in?
Palmerston North.
Palmerston North?
Yeah.
So you could say this is a Palmerston North meetup group.
Pretty much, 100%. Yeah, and it's funny. There's like the World Carnivore Facebook page. There's a New Zealand Carnivore Facebook page as well. So it's crazy seeing like the momentum start building, which is really exciting to see as well. Of people that are becoming carnivores. Even in New Zealand, like we've only got 4.5 million people in our population, but it's crazy that there's carnivore momentum building and the knowledge base building, even in somewhere like New Zealand. It's becoming more and more the norm. And even going to cafes and stuff, like we can order a carnivore meal, and it's not as people don't raise an eyelid going, why aren't you having salad? Why are you asking for no veggies? It's becoming more normal, which is really cool to see as well.
It's really great. It's really great to see like this nutrient dense food being normalized and being enjoyed and used.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I work a lot with obese clients as well. So I'm talking 200 plus kilo kind of clients, and 400 pounds that is. And we're getting amazing results on carnivore, putting them on it as well. Like I've had one of my clients who's dropped 25 kilos, 50 pounds in 8 weeks.
Wow. On a carnivore
Yeah,
diet.
and on a carnivore diet, pure carnivore, and it's the trusting. It's for me doing carnivore and losing my 45 kilos on carnivore. People going, he's done that. He knows what he's talking about, and if I trust the process and trust my trainer, I know I can get amazing results. And these are people that want to be around for their grandkids. They want to be able to move. They want to be able to play soccer with their kids. They want to be able to get off the couch or climb a flight of stairs without being breathless at the top. And it's just life changing. As cliche as it sounds, it is life changing.
No, absolutely, it's fantastic. So when you meet up with your clients and you share about your experience and maybe about some of your friends' experiences, so they're pretty excited to maybe give it a try, and so and you just sort of help them through that first couple of weeks by, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, like we've got a private studio, so when we personal train our clients, it's one-on-one. So it's the trainer and the client in the studio, and that's it. So not your big gym environments, which is really, really nice. The client base I work with a lot is the people that don't want to go to your big gyms. Being 400 pounds plus, they're self-conscious. The self-confidence isn't there. We've got no mirrors here.
You as a personal trainer and coach, kind of. And then you're also helping them with nutrition as well as body therapy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And when we get people and they're ready to make that change, and that light bulb switch is flipped in their head, going, I want to make a change for myself and get a better life. The snowball effect starts happening, which is great. And they go, right, give us 30 days. Give carnivore a go for us for 30 days.
Fantastic.
And I can guarantee they're going to feel better on it. Like I know from experience that as soon as they give it a go for 30 days, they're going to feel great and they're going to feel amazing. But we say to them, give us 30 days, just invest in us for 30 days, see how you feel, see what changes you notice, and then we can go from there. And I had a lot of my clients start carnivore as the new year began this year. So yeah, about 12, 13 weeks ago now. And as I said, I've got another boy, he's 13 years old, and he's just dropped 25 kilos in 7 weeks on carnivore. 13 years old, and his mum's done it with him. Like they've made it a family effort, which is really, really cool to see as well.
That's great at such an early age for them to really sort of get a bead on nutrition. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it opens up so many pathways for them as well. It's like losing my weight, realizing how many doors and opportunities are opened. If I can help people get there at an age earlier, options are limitless for them going forward.
Yeah.
Especially that younger generation coming through. Like especially in New Zealand, we're seeing a lot more of the youth come through who are severely obese and overweight. So
I want to ask, do you get some pushback from the vegetarian community there in your area?
Not so much vegetarian, but people in general. Fast food. Yeah, it's interesting. People go, how can you do carnivore? It's not healthy, because the stigma around just eating meat, because there's been so much societal expectation built up going, you have to eat vegetables to be healthy. Um, and then what I often ask people back going is, so if you're eating vegetables and you're 30 kilos overweight, how is that healthy? How's that working for you? Do you feel good on that? Are you achieving your weight loss goals eating your vegetables? And 99.9% of the time they say no. It's like, well, why don't you try something new and different? Yeah, and there is a bit of pushback and resistance. My clients who are ready and really willing to make a change, they jump at the chance and they're like, yep, I'll give it a go straight away. A couple of other clients, there's a bit of toing and froing, going back and forth, going, oh, we can't just have meat on a plate, we need the veggies. Like, but again, that's usually the older generation who have grown up knowing they need meat, 3 veg and potato on their plate, for example. Yeah. There is a bit of pushback, but once we can get a good 2 weeks stint out of them, they see the benefit and they say, actually, we don't need veggies. And it's crazy how society has put that expectation going, you need veggies to be healthy, or we need fruit, or 5+ a day in fruit is what they say over here in bits and pieces like that. But it's trying to break that mental cycle going on, going, you don't need to do that to live a healthy life.
Yeah, try something different. So do you eat so when do you eat and what do you eat? Like in the morning?
So I like to I like to intermittent fast. I prefer to train myself fasted rather than eating beforehand. So I usually train in the morning. I usually break my fast about 11 a.m. in the morning. So I'm only having 2 meals a day, so my lunch and my dinner. As I said before, I'm doing a lot of red meat during the week. So usually what I'll do on a Sunday afternoon is I'll roast off like a good chunk of roast beef or roast lamb or something like that. Slice it all up, chuck in a container. After I finish my trainings in the morning, I'm having a good probably 300 and 350 grams of roast beef or roast lamb. And then, dinners is usually steak. I've been really enjoying steak. Or I'll roast a lamb off, or I've been really enjoying chicken wrapped in bacon. That's a really nice little snack as well, and things like that. Yeah. So intermittent fasting, and my 2 meals are pretty big. Like I'm probably putting back a good 1.82 kilos of meat a day kind of thing, meal wise, which probably works out to be a good probably 2,200 calories a day, and still losing weight on that, which is great. And you
said that you include organ meats, and sometimes you make pate, and you have these feasts with friends. So do you include organ meats probably every week, whether, liver?
So usually probably organ meat's probably included once or twice a week, usually on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday when I've got some more time. But no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday usually chosen, which is a nice change as well from what you're having during the week from the Monday to Friday. It works well. Like it's a nice change, and it's funny, you can actually feel your body benefiting from the adaptation and change, throwing those different meats in on the weekend. It's almost like changing up the carnivore diet, but still staying carnivore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, liver is sort of like a multivitamin pill.
Oh, it is 100%. Yeah. Like even like lamb's fry and bacon's another thing we do. We love it.
What did you say? Lamb's
fry and bacon, which is
lamb's
liver and bacon. We call it
lamb's fry. Lamb bacon?
Yeah. No. So it's liver and bacon, but they call it lamb's fry here.
Like lamb, liver, and bacon.
Yeah.
Nice, because where you are, there's a lot of lamb. There's a lot of great, beautiful lamb.
Oh yeah, like we get some really awesome cuts of meat over here, like our grass-fed beef. All our meat is grass-fed, which is fantastic. Like
that's fantastic.
Selection and variety of premium cuts of steak and bits and pieces is amazing. Like we've had friends fly over and stay with us from the States, and they can't believe how much they can't find their grass-fed meat over where they are. So coming here and they go.
We even get your ground beef and your lamb here in California. There's some
exactly. It's funny. We've been looking at
we have lamb.
Yeah, exactly. I think I think it's that there's a statistic that there is 8 sheep to every human in New Zealand. Like we've got more sheep than people. But yeah, like I'll go and buy a big slat, like a 5.5 kilo rump steak sort of thing. It's all grass fed, and slice it up into steaks for myself, and get a good 25 steaks out of it, and freeze it off and just pull them out. But yeah, I think we forget how opportunity and lucky we are to have all grass fed here, because yeah.
And lamb is really fatty. It's really delicious, and it's also really a good amount of fat. And then I think your sweetbreads are probably lamb sweetbreads, I'm guessing.
Yeah, lamb sweetbreads, and we also get chicken sweetbreads as well.
Chicken.
Yeah, we
What are chicken sweetbreads? I think I've
chicken sweetbreads.
I don't think I've ever had chicken sweetbreads. They must be really tiny. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that sounds fantastic. Now, do you make bone broth then with all those bones?
I've never really done bone broth. We've contemplated it before, but Roger, who's doing Carnivore with me, he's done bone broth a few times. I've never really gotten into it, but it'd be another cool thing to try and see how it goes.
It's good. That collagen, that gelatin is good.
Yeah.
It's really good to include.
Yeah. And that's the other thing as well. Exactly. Yeah. That's a lot of my clients, because they're weight loss clients. They also usually get a lot of concern around loose skin and excess skin when they lose vast amounts of weight as well. But the amount of collagen they're bringing in through the carnivore diet is really helping them with that skin elasticity process, which is really great as well. And it puts a lot of minds at ease about that one as well, which is cool.
So nice. I'm so happy for you and for your whole gang. It's so great.
Yeah, it's really we've built a real momentum in our community, which is really cool to see. It started, as I said, it started as a 30-day trial for us, and it's gone into a whole lifestyle kind of thing, which is great.
Have you had a chance to utilize MeatRx, or to come visit, come to a meeting or something on the MeatRx platform? Have you had a chance?
Not really. We want to get into more of that kind of stuff, like having our own, like when we posted our transformation photos up on the World Facebook page. The response we got back and the momentum that it's built is really inspiring and really awesome to see. And yet we're excited to get part of more of the community. That's our goal. Is we want to share our stories and use them to inspire others, and become more part of this worldwide community of carnivoreness and coaching. And we really want to get into that carnivore coaching, and all that kind of stuff is on our radar going forward.
It's great. Yeah, it's a big carniverse, and now you're in it.
It is. Absolutely.
That's great. Well, do you have any extra words of advice to someone who is considering? I mean, you've said so much already about the positive things, but do you have anything else that someone who's like considering or on the fence or thinking about changing up their diet or including more meat in their diet?
What I'd say is just jump in and give it a go. Like taking that leap of faith and not knowing if the grass is green on the other side is the most worthwhile thing you can do. Just trusting the process, taking the leap of faith, and just investing in yourself in the process is the most rewarding factor in that. And if you can give yourself 30 days, invest into it, you will see the results come. You just need to take that leap and trust that the results will happen over time.
Sounds good. Good advice, Josh. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And
no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're in the Carniverse with me.
The Carniverse. It's a happening thing.
It's a happening thing. Are you on Instagram now?
I am. It's just Josh_Everson is my title. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll find me on there. Yeah, and then we're constantly posting on the World Carnivore pages on Facebook and bits and pieces as well. So you'll see us through that as well.
Thank you again.
No, thank you guys.
And Carney on.
Absolutely.